Hey Pony Pals, it's Emma from Paint Pony Studios, and it's just a little after the Marquette Fair, which means that I have all my entries back. So I figured that along with the actual fair video, I would do a little bit of a recap of all of our entries for you guys to show you what we entered and what places everything got. Because I did enter a couple models, kinda. My mom entered a diorama, I entered a horse that I painted at the stone factory, so let's go over these and I'll show you what ribbons we got at the fair this year. So to start off with, this is pretty much all we entered. I think this is everything. If not, I'll probably catch you guys up later. But I am actually going to school for illustration, so a lot of what I entered is actually my illustration work that I've done in an outside class. So this one right here was entered in professional drawing, pen and ink. And I did get a first place with it, but it's How to Clean a Pony. I'll give you guys a little bit of a scan. My signature is on it, but they requested that for fair season we cover it up because they don't want to know whose is whose. Yeah, but this is one of my favorite pieces I did. I specialize in comic books. That's what I'm actually going to school for, is writing and drawing comic books. So this page was just really, really fun to do, and I'm super, super glad with how it turned out. Moving on to another drawing I did. This is a pencil drawing. One of my character's desks. Also got a first place ribbon in professional drawing. There's all these little details. All the books have different lettering on them. All the math pages down at the bottom, etc. This was a drawing that I had a lot of fun with too, so really, really happy with that one as well. Now, if you guys have seen the Stone Country Fair video, you would have already met Pie. Pie was my Paint Your Own this year from Stone Country Fair. And along with him, I did actually put out this little laminated sheet of my process, which actually is mainly screen caps from our Stone Country Fair video. So if you haven't seen it, I'll put a little card up there so you guys can go see it, and you can watch me paint him. And he ended up looking great. Now instead of entering him in models, because you don't actually get paid back for models, I entered him in folk art and just did any other exhibit in folk art, which was the same category as this little diorama over here that my mom put in. So that diorama got third, Pie got a second. I already have his ribbon put away with his other winnings, and then there was another bigger diorama that got first, which was really cool that Pie managed to beat out some other things with so much detail. Moving back here, this is a piece that I recently finished that got first place in any other drawing because it is done digitally. This is another little scene from my comic book. I'll zoom in for you. There's a lot of details that you won't be able to catch on camera simply because you have to zoom in really close to see them. But this was a drawing that I finished recently and I'm still in love with it, which that enchantment might go away after a while, but I'm still really happy with this and how it turned out. Moving over here, I entered a pin collection. Now I have a lot of pins from, as you can see, Briarfest and other events. So all my 4-H pins along the top, all my 4-H pins. And then I actually went to Citizenship Washington Focus, which was a big 4-H event out in Washington, D.C. that I was sent to. So we got to meet 4-Hers from all these different places. So like I have pins from Wyoming and Georgia, and it's just really cool. Now these, I used to be in USPC, so there's my USPC pin, my old Lakeshore Region pin, my sort of recently Lakeshore pin, excuse me, and my other really recent Lakeshore pin. And then I went to Festival in 2014, which Festival is actually held again this year. That's why Briarfest, the Pony Club gets dibs on the park over Briar. So a lot of the times where Briarfest dates have been a little different, it's usually Festival that takes over the park. And it's a really fun event. And I did go in 2011, and I did go in 2014, but I actually brought my horse down in 2014, which was really cool. And then these are all the Briarfest pins. I didn't go in 2006, but I found this in the MPOD one year, and I had to have it. Now, my first year Briarfest was 2010. I never got a 2011 pin. I'm unsure if they actually made any or not. But yeah, I never got a 2011 pin. So I have 2012, 2013, 2014, 15, 16, this year's. And then this Briar Model Horse Collector one. It used to have a little dangly tag. I don't remember what that said, but it was really cool. And now, I never went to the World Equestrian Games. These are two that I found in the NPOD, again, a couple of years ago. But I did actually have some friends who went down to the World Equestrian Games. And now these are some pins from Washington, D.C. This was a Indiana Jones pin from, I went to the National Geographic Indiana Jones Museum. And then Imagine Dragons was really, really big when I was out in D.C. So this was from the Hard Rock out in D.C. It's actually a really big pin. You can see how big it is. Yeah, but it's super cool. So that was my pin collection that got second against like a collection of little China teacups, which was pretty cool. Moving on, this isn't one of my mom's entries. She's begun sculpting these little polymer clay ponies. So this was her little sculpture she put into amateur sculptures, and she did get first with her, and she's actually working on a whole bunch of them, so I'll definitely have to show you guys more of what she's been working on, but right now this is Petunia. Now my mom and I both entered scrapbooks. This one's mine, and that one's hers. Now she actually taught me how to scrapbook, and yet I ended up with first place. Now what I think the fair judges actually go on when it comes to scrapbook is how much journaling you have. And this I actually made for my senior year of high school. We actually had to make scrapbooks in one of the classes I was in. And this is the one that I made for my class. And so like you can see there's all these pictures of like me and my pony. And then I'd have to like write journaling and stuff on the side. I did the same with Jenna and all my journaling. So I think they paid attention to a lot of the journaling because I had a lot of it, you know, and just like here's a couple Briarfest pages when my Lava custom got second place. Some of my favorite horses, one of which I no longer have, Pisces was sold. Yeah, but so this was my scrapbook that I entered. And it was really cool to see that, you know, they took the whole journaling into consideration because it was really awesome to come home with a ribbon in scrapbooking. Now my mom's scrapbooks, I absolutely adore. She does such a good job. So like shoe shopping for prom. We've got some of the same stuff in here, 4-H. When we went to sleigh rally. So like this is kind of what she does with her scrapbooks. And I'll see if I can find more. But she does an amazing job, and honestly, I think she deserved first. Just because there's a lot more effort put into there than mine ever had. So I think she deserved the first place ribbon, but the judges decided that I was going to get it. Now on top of the scrapbooking, we both make cards, my mom and I. So this was her entry in the cards and stamping. And I think hers is absolutely adorable. She had this little bunny, this little Easter card. And then my card was a little happy birthday card with these little balloon animals. And if you can see, like this little guy, he's actually raised a bit. Yeah, so mine took second and hers took third. But I still think there's so much more detail in this than there is in mine that she probably should have gotten it over me. Coming up to our last couple entries, this is another drawing I did. It's more of a painting. This is kind of like a watercolor ink type deal. And if you guys know the show Young Justice, you'd probably recognize the xenomorph and the little Cadmus thing on the tub. But this was one that I entered in watercolors that actually took a first. And then if you guys have watched some of our older videos, you would definitely recognize this little diorama. I did change the horse in it. I no longer have this Peter Stone in it. We switched it for this little Arab, which he's super cute. And my mom and I are actually going to be working on a Halloween scene because we have a haunted hayride wagon that we have to break out of the box. But we're going to be working on a Halloween scene really soon for the upcoming Little Horse Show down in Shipshewana. So there you have it. There's our fair entries from this year. I hope you guys enjoyed looking over what I actually do for a living besides the model horses and just getting a taste of some of the stuff that we entered into this year's fair, because I know I probably didn't show a lot of it during the actual fair video. But for now, Pony Pals, I will see you in the next video. Bye!